I thought I could see your faces, but I can't. Hello, and welcome to Outfest. It's such an honor to be here. I feel sort of like it's a second home of sorts. And I had a line where I was just like, look at all your big gay faces, but I can't see them. And I'd like to say I think that this moment is unprecedented because when have there been 2 Puerto Ricans in a row doing this? So, oh no, I did not see that. Oh no. Excuse me. Oh, that's much larger than anybody needs to see anything on me. And so I would like to start this by I'm honored and I apologize. But seriously, I'm super stoked to present this award to John Cooper. It's funny because like when you're a programmer, you're sort of behind the scenes, and maybe some of you should all know who John is, well, as we call him, Cooper, is. He's amazing. And when I knew I was gonna do this, I started thinking about Cooper and thinking about his life and what he's done for this community. You know, why him, not me tonight, was the first thing, and then I was just like, oh, okay, it's, I guess, you know. So I had this kind of idea of It's a Wonderful Life, and what would this world be like? What would we now be like? I'm sorry, Wilson's speech made me very emotional, but I'm not gonna, because I love that, by the way, and thank you, Wilson. So back on track. I just started thinking about like the concept of like, what would it be like if he wasn't here? So first, I don't know if I would be here presenting this award. I think perhaps I might still be at the Strand bookstore in New York City selling used books. And picture it, it's 2004. I'm in a fight with a coworker over my favorite TV show because she thinks she's a Shane, and I'm like, no, you're a Tina. It sort of leads you to think about all the voices of all the filmmakers and who have been in this festival, who have been in our lives, who have enriched our lives, who we wouldn't have seen. People like Todd Haynes, Kimberly Pierce, Gregor Rocky, Alicia Chiladenko, Jim Fall, Tom Kalin, Dee Reese. Well, I was doing the 90s only until Dee, but you know what I'm saying. You have to imagine 27 years of shorts, documentaries, and feature films not having a platform like the Sundance Film Festival to launch their careers, and that's what that festival does. You want the bell to ring, right? Because you want him to be here, keep going, and thankfully he is. So in the 27 years that Cooper's been working at the Sundance Institute and then at the Sundance Film Festival, he created the short film program. And in his first years of doing that, he programmed shorts from, well, these are not all LGBTQIA people, but you know, unknowns like Paul Thomas Anderson, David O. Russell, oh, here we go, Jamie Babbitt, we know her. Christine Vachon, we know her. And so many more. Stacey Passon. He became the director of programming for 9 years until he was named festival director in 2009. And this is just a little aside, but in the 90s, Cooper was doing double duty working at Outfest. And so Outfest, I think because of his influence, not to overextend this, but you know, we are thinking of Cooper this evening, has its own version of It's a Wonderful Life. And in it, we're now meeting in someone's basement, and we're watching Game of Thrones, trying to look for some gay content. But really, John, Cooper is a man with a gigantic responsibility, for those of you who thought I was going to say something else. I don't know these things because, you know, because of this. It doesn't do well on Tinder with the I don't even know what it is that I would put up on Anyway, it is an enormous responsibility to program films, to give those in the margins a voice. You know, we're not marginalized voices, we're just in the margins. And he brings us into the center and gives us space and lets us be seen. And that is an amazing thing. And with that, he's like courageous, and he's relentlessly passionate in supporting new voices and old ones, such as myself at this moment. Well, you know, holding up, okay. There's a lot. He is a generous man, deeply generous, and he's wickedly funny. And I heard that he cries easily, but we will see that coming up. Lastly, I wanted to mention something that I find really lovely. Cooper's been married for 27 years. Before it was cool, before there was someone to plan the hell out of it. Way back when you had to say, you had to put your fists up. And I sort of feel like a little bit that's enough to give someone an award for. And by the way, he's the only openly gay director of a top-tier festival, which is crazy to me because there's a lot of gays in this biz. A lot of gays. A lot of gays. So that to me is courage, and I really want to take a minute with that, you know, because that's important, and it leads us to why we're all here, and to festivals like this, which leads us to a sense of family. Because, you know, just to tack on what Wilson said, after what happened in Orlando, I was never more proud to be a part of this family. And just to stand up and say, yeah, we need festivals like this, and we need to be counted and seen. And I sort of love you all for that. So Outfest, I commend you for giving him the award first, and I get ya. And including all of us in this celebration of John Cooper, I present you, he named John Cooper. Thank you.